Hi, so here we are out on the bike today. It's 1st December. This is the Bay of Villefranche. Quite a nice cruise ship in the bay, and I'm heading up the Avenue des Espérides, which is actually a climb up to Mt Boron, which is not anything terribly difficult. And there's a car stopped right behind me. Why on earth do they do that? So anyway, I'm going to head up this climb. I've done it at least 25 times. It's actually a category 4 according to Strava, which I'm quite surprised. It's a beautiful, beautiful day today. I'll just pause it there. Okay, further up the climb, a little bit out of breath, and it's eased off again. As I say, I've done this bike many times, but most of those times with the my road bike, and the mountain bike has got considerably lower ratios. I mean, my road bike that's hanging up in the cave in bits at the moment is it's 39.26 is the lowest gear, which sounds crazy. There's the sea just through there. Sounds crazy by today's standards, but that's a 22, 23-year-old bike. I bought it new in London, but yeah, so 26 rear sprocket was sort of standard in those days, and now it's more like a 30, but also a lower front chain wheel. It's lovely up here. The sound in the background, I think, is a football match going on down in Villefranche. They've got an artificial pitch there. There's a few very nice villas up here, and you've got the view right over Cap Ferrat. So a bit further up, there's a nice view from here. There's Cap Ferrat over there, through the trees and the high cliffs of Beaulieu in a distance, where I was yesterday with my wife. And this here is a footpath that leads down to the main road. Done this a few times with Charlie. And there's an exercise thing further up. There's lots of bits where you can, just off the path, there's some exercise machines and bars and stuff. You do pull-ups and sit-ups and all the rest of it. So, and then this is the road. And the last bit, which is just beyond here, it's not a very long climb, it's a very short climb, but the last bit is a bit of a sting in the tail. It's last bit is the steepest. And then we level right off. And then I can climb up to the top of Mt Boron itself, which is an old fort. So I'll probably do that today, and then I'll see where I go from there. So, top of the climb here. That's it, just to the right of the bus. Last bit is steep, but it's nothing crazy. It may go up to 10%, I don't know. And there's a truck taking away the recycling waste up there. So what would normally be a nice quiet spot is kind of busy at the moment, and I'm going to go from here up to the top of Mt Boron. There's another cyclist over there. Looks like an electric bike though, which is cheating, isn't it? So there's a view of Nice over there in the distance, but we'll get a better view. Like I say, this climb is actually a Cat 4. This is Mt Boron. It's like a big green space. There's lots of footpaths, but there are a few houses, and there's an apartment block just there. We're not at the top though. This is I can't remember what this is called. I think it's Place de Mont Blanc. And there's a bus that comes up from centre of Nice, so you can just jump on the bus if you don't feel like walking it. Okay, so just look at the view here. Just beautiful. Look at that. The Bay des Anges. Bay of Angels. Good view of the airport there in the distance, and then the mountains beyond. You can see the Marina Bay des Anges, which is the big sort of strange wave-shaped apartment blocks over by Villeneuve-Loubet. And then just here is the port of Nice down there. Over in the distance, I believe you can see grass in the far distance, but probably not on the video. And it's a gorgeous day. It's really beautiful. and I'm just come right round the fort now. So that's the walls of the fort over there. Yeah, looking down over the moat. Is it still a moat when it's not got water in it? I don't know. Defensive moat, I guess. It's not that deep. Well, what's that? 5 meters, something. Not a bad little sanctuary for wildlife up here because, well, there's nobody allowed in, so it's a human-free zone. There's some higher mountains in the distance, way up there. Little smattering of snow on the tops, but nothing really much. I believe the ski resorts are opening next weekend, so they'll be using the artificial ski blowers for those. There's a little guy there, just coming past. Yeah, cute little dog. Yeah. So I'm going to continue, and I'll pause it. So now I'm on the other end of the ridge, a little parking viewpoint, etc. View of the port there with a nice shiny orange cargo ship of some sort. That's the port, the chateau behind it, and then the Promenade des Anglais behind that. The water is really calm today. So this is the just go past the bike. This is what we call the arrière-pays, the back country behind Nice. There's a fort right in the center of the picture now on the summit. I've been a walk up there. It's called Mont Chauve, I think. I've walked and climbed and cycled around most of these hills. This is all Nice. And then right in the center there is the Bow de Saint-Janet. It's like a rock summit that looks a bit like the bow of a ship. That's quite a nice viewpoint. That's about 700 meters. That's a nice little day out going up there. And you can continue along and round, do a circuit around there. This island of trees in the middle here is the chateau, which is where the original fortified settlement of Nice was built. And then back in the distance, over in that direction, is the place called Cimiez, which is where the Romans built their, yeah, sort of up there. The Romans built their city of Cimiez and connected it with the road that came up from Rome. So I think that's Via Aurelia, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a pretty gorgeous day. There's not a breath of wind up there. On the dome up there is the observatory of Nice, the dome on the hill up in front. This is a viewpoint a bit further down the hill. Nice view of Mont Chauve up there, the peak in the centre. That's a fort. You still use that fort, I think. I remember going up there with Charlie years ago. Just me and Charlie, and there's a great view of the Med. And then around there is the port, basically. And this is some sort of sports pitch, whatever. I think it may be pilou, which is like a local game played with a little, not a ball exactly, a little sort of little puck thing. I don't know what you would call it, and you do with your feet. I think this is a pilou pitch, I think. Yeah, so there's the port. There's the port over there, and there's that bright orange ship in it. Okay, so now I'm on the Moyen-Caniche, which is always a bit busy. And if I scan over there, there's Mt Boron in the middle, where I was half an hour ago. And there's the cruise ship in the Bay of Villefranche. That's the town of Villefranche below, the old medieval town. And a few boats. This bay in July and August is full of boats, full of yachts, but Not so many today. And that is Cap Ferrat over there, the headland sticking out. And there's another ship coming in. It's probably the ferry into Nice, but it may be another cruise ship. So, just a little viewpoint, just a few 100 meters on. These are the gardens of the Villa Leopolda. And the villa is down there somewhere. At one time it was just about the most expensive property on the planet. And so this little place, this little parking spot, is quite popular in the summer. You've got a little buvette there where you can get coffee or frites, croque monsieur. Maybe they go as far as a hamburger or something. Burger. You never hear the term hamburger now, do you? It's just burger. Yeah? You can even print yourself a little medal for €1. It's €1.05, and this machine, you put your money in, and then you turn the handle, and it gives you a little medal. Isn't that nice? And there's the panorama laid out photographically, so you can identify what's what. And anyway, the Villa Leopolda, I probably said this in a previous video, but it was up for sale years ago. It was up for sale for a cool 500 million, and eventually an offer was received for 380 million. And so the offer was accepted. The widow of Mr. Safra, who owned the property, who died in mysterious circumstances in Monaco. So the widow accepted the offer, and as always in France, you put forward a 10% deposit, and then a bit down the road, the buyer could not complete the sale. So the widow got to keep the 38 million, and she said she would donate it to some of her favourite charities. So that must have hurt a bit. 38 million. What did you do this morning, darling? Oh, well, I lost my non-refundable deposit for 38 million euros. How was your day? So, not sure how much further I'm going to go, because I really don't like the Moyen Corniche. After this, it gets very wide and busy, and people go crazy. There's the bus going back to Ez. So I might just turn it around here. Turn around and head back. So in the distance, there's the villa, there's the Leopolda, and apparently the owner, she doesn't actually live here. She spends a few hours a year here, but there's a whole team of gardeners and maintenance people, etc., looking after the place. Incredible. I see they've got CCTV in the gardens there. But I'm heading on down to Villefranche now. A bit further down here, and now, where's the lens? It fell over there. So that's where I've come from. The end of the ridge on the left is the fort, and then there's another fort on the other end of the ridge, which is the Fort de Mont, which I didn't go to today. It's quite popular as well. So this road will just bring me back down into Villefranche, and up there in the distance is the way I've come through those tunnels, through the rock there. That's the Moyen Corniche. This is like a minor road now, heading down, head back down into Villefranche. Lots of olive trees just there. It is a really, really beautiful day. No wind at all. Just absolutely beautiful. But then again, it's December. So this is the fort at Villefranche, the citadel, fortifications, and they've just painted this, and I think it looks ridiculous because it was sort of stone colour like over there, and now it's this sort of sand colour. Maybe they want to make it look like the pyramids. And this is quite a popular place with the cruise ships, so they come here and then the buses go up and they take them up to places like Ez. This is the town over there, the clock tower, and I have come from, well, up there, and then come down here. It's a very nice Villefranche, very nice place to visit, very popular, and there's a little quay there with a load of cafes and restaurants on the quay, so you can go and have your lunch or whatever. There's a train there stopped at the station in the distance, and that is one of the shuttles from the cruise ship, that orange thing just in the center of the picture, little orange boat that'll be taking the passengers, because there's no quay where the cruise ships can berth here, so they have to anchor in the middle of the bay, and then they get ferried ashore so they can go to Ez and get ripped off or whatever. But no, Villefranche is really, really nice. It's a beautiful place. It ain't cheap. Property is expensive here. But, pause it. So inside the citadel now, Citadel of Villefranche, and I just scan around. There's now 2 cruise ships, so what I could see coming into the bay before, I was correct, it was another cruise ship. Second one, the one on the right, I think. It's just arrived, and they send the little shuttles out to take the passengers ashore, which must take ages. I don't know. I don't really know a lot about the cruise industry. Anyway, this is the old citadel fortifications of Villefranche, and as you can see, in the middle of the picture now, up on the top of the hill, Mt is another fort, and they could actually use light to communicate between the two. System of lights, I believe, which is quite high tech for the time, I think. So we're entering into a little part of the fort, and then we're looking at here, blinding light. Yep, there's the bay. There's a plane just taking off, and there's the cruise ship over there. Yeah. Not a bad view, is it? It's really not a bad view. It's really, really quiet in this. Really, really quiet. There's a little chapel down there. St. Elm. And these are the roses of the resistance and the deportation. Little garden here, just overlooking the bay. They've got a few art galleries and that sort of thing. I think this looks out. Let's have a look. I think my bike will be okay there. Oh yeah, we're in the little round tower here. Little defensive tower. And again, view of the bay. Bit of breeze coming off the water. Another little tower underneath us. You see the boats are busy ferrying the passengers ashore. I think I've been in here before, a long time ago. There's the view over towards Beaulieu. This is an exhibit showing reconstruction of Greek and Roman stuff that's been found in the bottom of the bay of Villefranche. And then that is the gate, which is quite impressive. Look at that massive swing gate up the top there. And then These thick doors. I guess at one time it did move, this gate. It's now sort of permanently in concrete. Here's the buses for the cruise passengers. They'll be going to, who knows, maybe go to Ez, I think. And this is the new paint, which I think looks too new. That's just a personal opinion. I prefer like that. I think that's nicer. But there you go. So that's Villefranche. Just a beautiful location for a little town. So still in Villefranche, just down by the water now, and just been talking to a couple of American tourists just off that cruise ship. Going to Marseille and Barcelona after this. Anyway, there you go. There's Villefranche, and it's a lovely place. I think they do quite well out to the tourists here. There's another boat. So those guys were telling me they just took that trip in one of these little shuttle boats, the orange ones, from the cruise ship. That's 2 o'clock. So I'll probably just head back from here. A little bit of a climb now back to Cap Nice, and then descent into Nice. So back in Nice, this is the road that leads down, looks over the Cap Nice, and down there is the Cap Nice with the path, where I've made quite a few videos. This property there, just below, is pretty new, and these are older properties, but they got a fantastic view. You see the sailing boats, very nice. It was completely tranquil, quiet 2 minutes ago, and then of course I'm making the video, so we get motorcycles and that, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So decent ride, not very long, not that much work involved, not much climbing, just Mont Boron really. I wouldn't mind that view. I don't have that view from my apartment, but the good thing is I'm 5 minutes walk from the Med, which is nice. There's some nice houses here. This is the main road that connects the Basse Corniche with the port of Nice, and I come here a lot. As I say, I like to park my bike on this road just further down, and then walk along the coast there. And in the evening, there's not much street lighting here. In fact, just a bit further along, there's none at all. So it's good for watching the stars. I'm back in the centre of Nice now. That's the old town over there to my left, and we are in the Parc de Payan, and the Payan River, which flows through Nice out to sea, is underneath us, right underneath these gardens. The river was covered up, when was it, 70s I think, and originally in front of me where I'm looking was a car park, but now it's a park, and they're extending the park to as far as the Mamac, which is that white building there, which is the Modern Art Gallery, and extending it that way, and then beyond the Mamac it'll extend further down up the river, not down the river, inland. So it's all new gardens and things. It's quite controversial because they knocked down the Acropolis, which is a great big concert hall, and which was only built in the 70s or 80s and had been refurbished, and must have spent millions on it, and that's gone now. That's a huge barren concrete strewn waste ground, which will be turned into the park. So there you go. So this is just near Place Garibaldi in the centre of Nice, and as I say, that's the old town, and there's the chateau up there with the Tour Francois in front of us. Okay, so I'm back home. That was there's my Strava. Was it 27.1 K, 338 meters of climbing, and that was a nice ride. It's 3 o'clock now. There's the old clock. It's just gone 3, so it's about was it 3.5 hour ride? I think I was out about 20 past 11 or something like that. Still really sunny, really nice. It's warmed up a hell of a lot today. So hope you like the video. I'll put it up now, or put it up when I've done it, and hit the thumbs up if you do, and I'll see you next time. Okay.